Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
It's that time of year when the leaves keep piling up, and this time that's a bigger problem than usual. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on the CW20 tonight. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. All this dry weather is turning those piles of leaves into potential fire starters.
So the solution should be to blow them, gather them up, bag them up, or vacuum them up, right? Well, here's something we've learned tonight. Even collecting those leaves is causing problems this year. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot is in Southington with our top story tonight.
This tube behind me was created to help pick up leaves from the side of the road. Southington highway officials tell me since the air is so dry, it's causing more leaf dust to pile up. That's the sound of a temporary fix for a big problem.
It's extremely dusty. It's not helping. We need a little bit of rain to get the leaves to be wet so that it doesn't create so much dust.
That dust is accumulating on roads, sidewalks, and even cars. And it's all because of dry conditions. Southington's collection trucks are picking up leaves from the side of the road, sending them through chutes. But that cleanup is still leaving a fine layer of debris on the roads. So the highway department found a solution.
Obviously, it's been drier than it ever has been. We installed a new tarp on top, try to eliminate some of that.
The tarp keeps the leaves in the truck and off the roads, not to mention keeping them from being blown away and fueling bigger problems with Connecticut's heightened brush fire risk.
So we've been running them all week. We started running them about a week ago to get a jump on it. We knew we had a little bit of a problem. We were hoping to have some rain, and obviously we were not that lucky.
While we're still not perfect, we've really improved upon our process, and I just want to thank the residents. They've done a great job. They've been very understanding.
Connecticut will need at least 2 to 3 inches of soaking rain to really fix this problem. Homeowners tell us they are doing all that they can to keep things from getting worse.
Because they're so dry, God forbid anything lights up, but they are very dry. Dust flies as soon as you use a leaf blower or even mowing, at this time of year. But so what do you do, So I'm trying to be safe, but trying to get the leaves away from the house.
DEEP is keeping residents aware of what not to do to prevent fires during this dry spell. People should avoid using lawnmowers, chainsaws, or other machinery that could spark dry grass or leaves. That goes for parking vehicles on dry grass too. Smokers should throw out cigarette butts safely in fire-safe containers, and overall, people should avoid any open flames. With these dry conditions, there's still a risk for brush fires, and there's still a red flag warning. Town officials are asking residents to wet their leaves as it makes it easier to pick up. In Southington, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And the latest brush fires in Connecticut have been quickly extinguished tonight.
Yeah, one was in the area of Greystone Road in Plymouth, tackled by firefighters from Plymouth and Thomaston, Harwinton. The other was in Tolland, where trees and electrical wires sparked a blaze, and that fire knocked out power to the area. Tolland's town manager shared these photos. This happened near the old town hall, but didn't spread there. We're told the flames were knocked down before they could pose a threat. No injuries reported. Fast work by Connecticut's bravest. And all this serves as a reminder to be vigilant about a fire risk this weekend.
Yeah, let's check in with Sam Samperi for the latest weather warnings and a first look at the forecast. A few drops out there, Sam, but I can imagine they're not really doing anything.
That's right, Sarah and Brett. They are not doing anything. I went outside our studios in the back, and yeah, a couple of raindrops, but that's about it. A front moving through these raindrops have survived through northern Connecticut now, and basically the system is just moving by fairly quickly, just zooming on live Doppler. Normally, I would just go right on by with this, but it's something that we really haven't had much rain in the last couple of months, causing all these very bad dry conditions. There's the front. All it's going to do is cool us off. Currently, we're down in the upper 40s and lower middle 50s, still mild for the time, down in the upper 30s and rising back up into the 40s and 50s during the afternoon. Red flag warning continues to be in effect. I'll be back in a few minutes and detail the weekend forecast. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Sam. Right now, West Hartford police are investigating a crash that seriously injured a pedestrian. We have this video just into our newsroom. The crash happened a few hours ago on Oakwood Avenue at St. James Street. An ambulance rushed that person to a hospital. No word on their condition or identity. We don't know if the driver is facing charges either. Oakwood Avenue is still closed between Seymour Avenue and Kane Street at the moment.
And tonight we're learning more about disturbing text messages sent in the wake of the presidential election and received by people across Connecticut. The messages are racist and now part of a national investigation.
Yeah, and they're apparently part of a wider multi-state intimidation scheme targeting African-American youth. Today, Governor Ned Lamont addressed this in a video message on social media.
Enough. Not here in Connecticut. We don't tolerate that type of hateful language. You don't either. Speak up. And I want our students to know we love them. We want to see them in school next week.
Fox 61's Matt Caron looked into what's going on and what we know so far.
And the U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI are looking into this as well. Behind me is the FBI field office here in New Haven. They will be responsible for trying to determine what person, persons, or foreign government has been sending out these hateful messages en masse. In a statement to Fox 61, the FBI said they are aware of the offensive and racist text messages and is in contact with the Justice Department and other federal authorities on the matter. Across the country and right here in Connecticut, phones are buzzing with these messages of hate.
And we'll continue to fight, continue to mobilize, organize against racism.
We're doing everything in our power to keep our students and staff and our entire community safe.
The wording varies slightly. Some texts tell people they've been selected into slavery. Others warn people to prepare to pick cotton and work in the fields, assigning the recipient a plantation number. And some even reference MAGA in the recent election.
This past election has been a very racist election. A lot of racist emotions have come out, and people are very disturbed about this. We're really disappointed that these text messages are being sent out not only in the state of Connecticut, but all over this nation.
Fox 61 has confirmed residents of at least the Connecticut communities of East Hartford, Bloomfield, Stamford, and Stratford received these messages. East Hartford Superintendent Thomas Anderson said, quote, "Several of our students received these ignorant, deeply offensive, and racist text messages. This type of language undermines the fabric of who we are and will not be tolerated in our schools." In a joint statement, Bloomfield's mayor and school board said, "We are actively responding to these incidents and will work with local, state, and federal authorities to assist in their investigation."
Given the political climate we're in, I'm not all that surprised, but it is disheartening to know that one of our students had to feel the effects of it in this way.
The text messages are believed to have been sent via the Text Now messaging app, a technology that allows users even outside the country to obtain burner phone numbers with area codes that make it look like they're within the United States.
Generally, these services don't typically moderate what users are sending out, so it's only after the fact that they can be alerted to perhaps some inappropriate things being sent out. And it might be, a bad actor or a group of bad actors. It could be even a foreign government. There's really no way to tell exactly who's setting these up.
And the transition team for President-elect Donald Trump says they have absolutely nothing to do with these text messages. I did reach out to Connecticut Attorney General William Tong. His office told me that they condemn the messages and that there is absolutely no place for this kind of hate here in the state of Connecticut. Reporting in New Haven, outside the FBI field office, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And the Connecticut Republican caucus also issued a statement tonight condemning these racist texts. They're calling them abhorrent. They're also demanding answers from their colleagues in government and the state police.
All right, now President-elect Donald Trump is working to fill key posts in his administration.
As we've been reporting, he chose Susie Wiles to serve as his chief of staff, and she'll be the first woman to take on this significant role.
Now, President-elect Trump is turning to previous opponents to fill other cabinet positions. The speculated shortlist includes recent challenger Vivek Ramaswamy, rumored to lead Homeland Security. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum could be named the next energy secretary, and Senator Marco Rubio of Florida for Secretary of State. There's also talk of non-cabinet roles for billionaire Elon Musk in the area of government efficiency and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in some unspecified role regarding health care.
In the wake of the election, Connecticut leaders are taking a closer look at reproductive rights in our state.
Yeah, this morning, Attorney General William Tong announced a new abortion legal hotline for providers and patients here in Connecticut. Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst has that story tonight.
This new hotline is in conjunction with the Reproductive Equity Now Foundation, meant to connect patients and providers with free and confidential legal advice.
I've gotten a bunch of texts from people saying that they were scared. I'm scared too.
3 days after former President Donald Trump once again became President-elect Trump, Connecticut officials are raising concerns about access and safety of reproductive health care.
In case it sounds a little abstract still to people, and it shouldn't, but in case you think this happens to other people somewhere else and it's not real, it is very real. There is in this country now a war on American women and patients.
Planned Parenthood of Southern New England says this year, Connecticut has seen a 150% increase in patients traveling from out of state seeking abortion care.
There is a lot of confusion, fear, terror, and grief. Right now, patients need our support. Providers need our guidance.
Friday, the Attorney General's office and Reproductive Equity Now announced a new abortion legal hotline.
This free and confidential legal resource will be able to help connect providers and patients seeking or offering care with attorneys in Connecticut for pro bono legal assistance.
The hotline will be operated and managed by Reproductive Equity Now and funded by donations.
Questions like, I'm an abortion provider helping a patient traveling from out of state. How do I protect the patient and how do I protect myself?
Anyone can call and leave a message or fill out a secure form on Reproductive Equity Now's website. A team member will respond to inquiries within 2 to 3 business days and connect callers with pro bono legal support from Connecticut firms.
I want you to hear that you are not alone. You belong here.
It's our fight. It's our shared responsibility. We are in it together. It's not somebody else's problem. It's ours too. And that's why all of us have to jump in and lend a hand.
Attorney General Tong says any lawyers or practices in the state who want to be involved in the hotline can reach out to his office to join. He also tells me this is not the extent of work over the coming weeks and months, saying his office is ready for any legal challenges and thanking a group of bipartisan state lawmakers for their support. In the studio, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.